listen, we talk about it with baseball and what's going to happen with the NFL season, and now we're learning that there's probably not going to be a college football season.
I will tell you this. Donald Trump just tweeted out the We Want to Play movement, which started last night on Twitter. It's got 100,000. It trended number one. Trevor Lawrence, who's a first-round pick, probably the first pick in the draft. Whether he plays down a football or not is the one that started it, which is kind of cool. But Donald Trump just said play football this year. That he just tweeted that to his 85 million followers.
So he can tweet that.
There's going to be a lot. Marco Rubio has pushed it. A bunch of ADs have pushed it. It looks like the Big Ten is starting this. The Big Ten and the Pac-12. The Pac-12, they want to get paid to play. The Big Ten just doesn't want to play. But Iowa and Nebraska do want to play, but they voted 12-2 against it. The SEC, the ACC, the Big 12, they're probably all going to play, and they're looking to recruit players and or teams from different conferences to play in their conference. So I think college football is going to happen. The SEC is not going to cancel college football, Brian. Hospitalizations are down nationwide right now, especially in those states like Florida, Georgia, Texas, Arizona, those states where football is a really big deal, and there hasn't been a lockdown. So I really hope college football happens this year. I didn't care a month ago, but after watching all these players go on Twitter last night and just express their desire to play and start this movement and talk about starting basically a union, a players' union for college kids, I'm pretty excited about it. And if college football doesn't happen, you're going to see some schools, they're going to literally shut down. They're going to go bankrupt because especially the athletic departments, they depend on that revenue. Whether it's fans in the actual fans in the stadium, or if it's that major TV deal with like a Big Ten network, an ESPN, an SEC network, or a Big 12, or a Longhorn network in the case of Texas.
So, actually, a school that I grew up in Connecticut, UConn, announced last week actually that they were out. But again, that's an independent school. But with that being said,
they've been horrific for a decade.
Randy Edsel back over there, football coach. They used to be worse before he got there, but. Let's keep in mind that little Marco, as Donald Trump would call him, Marco Rubio, or even Donald Trump, they are not the ones that are going to be making the final decisions here. So that's very important to note. Donald Trump has been anti-kneeling, but that won't stop NFL players from taking a knee. So while he can share his opinions, he doesn't have the final say. Here's what I think is going to happen. First of all, I do think we're going to have an NFL season, but there's going to be no fans. As we know, the NFL canceled their preseason schedule. So
the Raiders Stadium has announced that there's no fans there as well.
I do think we'll have an NFL season. The TV is it's too much money involved. I don't think we're going to have fans for college football either. That is really weird to have a football game with no fans. I don't know if there's going to be a college football season. Here's what some friends of mine have said that are very close to what's going on in college basketball, including some friends of mine that are currently college basketball coaches. And they've told me here's what they believe is going to happen. There's going to be no out-of-conference schedule, which sucks because my favorite part of the season, of course, March Madness is my favorite part.
And the tournaments here.
But my favorite part is going to these Vegas tournaments and going to watching these weird matchups, out-conference matchups. I don't think we're going to see that. I don't think there's any chance. I think what we're going to see in college basketball, I hope, and this is best-case scenario, according to a friend of mine who's a college basketball coach right now. He said best-case scenario, what he's seeing is games will start in January, only in conference games, and we'll have March Madness. He said that's best-case scenario. He said there's at least a 25% chance that we don't have a college basketball season. Man, is that scary.
No way.
Well, that's what he said.
No, we're having a college basketball season.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
It's happening.
Well, I don't know about
March Madness will be probably the biggest sports event in the last decade when it happens next year, especially if there's a vaccine in place. Although Anthony Fauci did just say a couple days ago that a vaccine, there's a very small chance that it's highly effective, and highly effective for him is over 90% success rate. He thinks it'll be between 50 and 60% success rate if you get the vaccine as far as protecting you from COVID-19.
Well, again, we don't know that to be 100% fact.
Of course we don't.
We don't know. We don't know a lot of what the future beholds. All I can tell you is that it's really weird watching these sports without fans. I don't like the fact that we have a couple baseball teams that have some troubling statistics as far as COVID goes.
We have one.
Well, that's not true. The Cardinals have also suffered through that, and the Marlins have.
No, the Marlins are back.
They're back.
They've been playing. They played for 3 days. They have no positive tests.
I understand.
The Cardinals are the one team right now in Major League Baseball that's having issues. They've only played 5 total games. Their 3-game series with the Tigers was just canceled yesterday. So yeah, they're gonna have to make up. They're gonna have to play a lot of doubleheaders. But thankfully, and we discussed this last week, there are 7-inning doubleheaders now to make up for these games.
I understand that there's only one team presently that's having problems. But what I'm trying, there have been a couple teams that have had issues, and I'm just hoping that this doesn't happen in the NBA. I'm hoping that it doesn't happen in the NHL, and I'm hoping that certainly Major League Baseball is a different animal.
I'll tell you, the NBA's product is not much right now, Brian.
No, it's not very good.
The NBA.
It's like the NBA Summer League.
It's hard to watch right now. We'll see how the playoffs work, but we'll see if fans are actually actively watching these games. Their ratings have not been great.
It's the NBA Summer League, and I said this going in that if they do have this NBA season, the product's not going to be very good. A lot of these players went into, including Zion Williamson, got into this not in good shape. Zion's not in good shape. He's having some good games now. He's getting into better shape, but there's a lot of guys that have not stayed in good shape, and I think that's a part of it. They're just rusty too.
I mean, they were just blown out by the Spurs yesterday.
Well, they're not a very good team.